What's up, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Dugas, coming at you with another video, man. And today I'm going to talk about you have LSU Athletic Director Joe Alleva stepping down, and apparently LSU has hired a new athletic director in Scott Woodward, who was currently the athletic director at Texas A&M, who is a graduate of LSU and a Baton Rouge, Louisiana native. First off, man, I'm gonna get on Joe Alleva a little bit, man. I'm gonna talk about the good and the bad with him. The good is that like right now, man, our athletics overall is pretty solid, man. When you look at the football team, man, I think we obviously is a top 10 program. You look at the basketball team, man, they just went to a Sweet 16, and they got a really good young promising coach, leading the charge as long as everything, stays clean with him. When you look at the baseball team, man, we kind of had our ups and downs this season, but this is a team that's obviously very capable of making a run to Omaha. When you look at the softball team going to multiple college World Series, and also a top program, in the league this year. The gymnastics team has been really doing their thing, man. Like we pretty good in a lot of areas, man, facilities and all that. So, I gotta give Joe Alleva some credit for that. Um, you look at the even though everything going on with Will Wade and how he handled it and this and that, you gotta give him credit for the Will Wade hire. I mean, this like when we first fired Johnny Jones, it's not, he wasn't somebody I was initially thinking of, and for Joe Alleva to really dig deep and look into this young up and coming coach at VCU, we gotta give him credit for that hire. Orgeron, man, like we gotta give him, he could have easily just been like, nah, I'm going to hold out or for a bigger name coach, or I'm gonna go out there and really, hire some coach that ain't worthy just because he got a bigger name. When it's clear that Orgeron, for at least for the foreseeable future, is the right guy to lead this program, and he knows what it takes to turn this thing around. It's just yet to see if he gonna fully turn around. He made great strides last year, obviously great strides with us winning our first New Year's Six bowl game. And this team got a lot of expectations this season, so we're gonna see how it play out, man. So you gotta give him credit for things like that, man. He did, in most areas, man, he did a real solid job and to keep this university and this athletic department really rolling. Now to the bad stuff. um, the handling of the Les Miles situation, man. Me personally, I'm kind of a little more negative towards him on that more than the Will Wade thing. I mean, I understand a lot of the Will Wade thing is bad too. Don't get me wrong, and I'm gonna get on that too. But I feel like the Les Miles thing was worse than that, man, because you got a situation where it's clearly obvious that, granted, we love Les, man. We love everything he's did. We love all the time he put in, but it was clearly that it was time to move on, man. All reports been coming out for weeks and weeks and weeks that we was gonna fire him. It was obvious once the season was over. That was it. He was gone. Then we barely beat a mediocre Texas A&M team at home, where we celebrate him. We carry him off the field. We come out in support of him because, hey, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Like the crowd was very pro Les Miles, man, because we knew like, hey, this is it. It was kind of like a swan song for him. It's kind of like a celebration of everything he's accomplished. And then after the game, Les Miles is out, coach. Like, are you serious? Like, you made me just regret celebrate. I actually celebrated Les Miles that night. Like, man, Les, it was cool having him. He did a good job, but now it's time to move on. We bringing him back? Are you serious? Like, did you not watch these games? Are you serious? Do you not see this offense? Like, are you serious, man? And like for me personally, I never really I never fully bought into Les Miles, man. I appreciate now. I got enough of a level head to appreciate what he's did and understand that he's gonna go down right now as arguably the best coach that LSU has had, at least in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? I know Nick Saban was great and this and that. He started the train rolling, but you know, he wasn't that long. He left. You know what I'm saying? And he's at where he's at now. So that kind of take a little luster away from him, in my opinion. But I remember the '05, you know, game against Tennessee at home after Hurricane Rita, man, and how we blew that 21-0 lead. I never fully bought into him after that, man, because he came across as a conservative guy. And when things started turning, like then you think about that, you know, then you think about the old, you know, we won the championship obviously in '07, which, you know, you could argue it was Nick Saban's talent. But when you think about, you know, like the games later on, like in his stint, man. You know, the Ole Miss game on the road with the clock management. You know, just a lot of bad situations with him. Then the 2010 season, he kind of started gaining a little favor again. Where it's like, okay, we had a really good year when we beat Alabama. You know, the only losses we had was to Auburn and Arkansas. And we demolished Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl. Came back the following season with big expectations, and I was like, well, all right, maybe I could like him a little bit. Then that year, obviously, we go undefeated, you know, with the big 9-6 win at Alabama and this and that. Then the championship game happened, and man, I just was like, I just was done with him since then. Like, nah, bro, like this ain't what's up. 21-0, the same game plan, nah, bro. And we dealt with that for years after that. And for years, and then when it's like, okay, we finally gonna move on. Not to say we hate the guy, but we know that it's time to move on. And Joe Alleva brings him back. Like, like you could have really went after Jimbo, man. And like you bring him back, man. Like that just then we come back with very high expectations. And what happened? We lose to an unranked Wisconsin team. Then we finally decide to finally let him go after the Auburn loss, man. But he botched that, you know. Then you think about the hiring of Johnny Jones after Trent Johnson left, like giving Johnny Jones the job when, you know, he didn't really have much of a resume. Now, granted, Coach O didn't have a resume neither, but at least Coach O had a tryout. You know, when Coach O took over the team on an interim basis, the team had a new energy and a new life. So Coach O, you know, was deserving of the job. But Johnny Jones didn't have a tryout. Like, Johnny Jones ain't win nothing at North Texas, man. I don't even recall them getting into the tournament. And like we gave him the job because he played for LSU. You know, that was a terrible hire, man. You know, and obviously what it comes down to and what would put the nail in the coffin, you know, is the Will Wade situation, man. Obviously, you know, you either gotta let him coach the thing out or just fire him. Like you can't just if you don't have enough evidence to completely fire him, you know what I'm saying? Like, now granted, I was upset with Will Wade for this thing getting out. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't as critical of Joe Alleva as a lot of people because I was more upset with Will Wade than looking at Joe Alleva. But then really when you think about it, it's like, man, you either gotta fire the man, you know what I'm saying, or just wait till the end of the year. If you ain't gonna fire him right now, just wait till the end of the year, man. And, you know, he sat him down and granted, you know, a lot of us feel like if Will Wade was out there, we had a real shot at beating Michigan State. But we'll never know, you know. And now that leads to all these players going to leaving the university, man. So I mean, yeah, and he resigned, man. So it's kind of has some good, it has some bad, but you know he put in a long time over here, man. It's time to go in a different direction. You know, Scott Woodward, man, he comes in with a lot of promise, man. I mean, not only is he a Baton Rouge native, but he made some real splashy hires over there at Texas A&M, man. He pulled off something we couldn't do. Like he was able to get Jimbo Fisher over there at A&M. You know, he left A&M with a really good basketball coach in Buzz Williams. You know, so yeah, we curious to see how he gonna come in and do, man. So I feel like it's a solid hire. You know, but you know we got to give it time and let it play out and see how everything go. You know, but yeah, man, I'm gonna tip my hat to Joe Alleva, man, on a solid resume over here, man. But you know, there's a lot of things he did wrong that really upsetted the fans in the university. I wish him well. I think he's gonna be a special assistant to Scott Woodward or something like that. I was seeing. But yeah, man, LSU has a new athletic director, man, and let's see what ends up playing out with this World Wade situation. I feel like, softball's in a good position with Beth Torina. Baseball, I feel like we're in a good position with Paul Maneri, but I know some fans starting to get a little restless. But, I think we're in a solid spot with Coach Orgeron. But yeah, man, but that's all I got for y'all today, man. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go and give me a subscribe. I'm gonna have LSU and NCAA content, man, throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.